You know, I just want to make this video because I'm kind of pissed off at a few people out there. You know, I've gotten a lot of information from YouTube and it's really helped me. But you know, on the subject of traumatic abuse suffered at the hands of narcissist post-traumatic abuse, which is chronic and ongoing long after the person bails. You know, you got Dr. Grande saying that the DSM is too crowded with shit and we don't need another. We've already got complex post-traumatic stress disorder. You know, let's put it under that category. And it's bullshit. They used to think homosexuality was a disorder. I mean, the DSM is not the end all. We've got plenty of people out there that are hurt by narcissists that have this narcissistic post-abuse issue. Whatever you want to call it, fight over the name. It doesn't matter. What happens is you fall in love with this person, they lull you to sleep by the love bomb, and like me, I'm assuming the majority of the people that fell for this trap had a similar childhood, a shithole childhood. So you lived in that alternate reality of abuse when you were little. And so when this narcissist comes along and smells your blood of pain and suffering that you suffered at the hands of the childhood, and they smell it and they go in for the kill, and they put you into their alternate universe, according to Sam Vatkin. I mean, what does Sam Vatkin say? He's control, rage, and punish, simply for existing. And he mirrors that outward onto his wife. That's what narcissists do. That's what happened to me. My narc mirrored all his rage, all his anger, all his emptiness, all his unacceptable disgust of life onto me. Of course, he was sucking pieces of my soul and spirit at the same time. But anyway, back to the abuse system. So you're living in this alternate shithole abuse as a child, and then you come along with this narcissist who puts you in that alternate abuse of trauma. It's double trauma. You know, it's beyond complex post-traumatic stress disorder. It's a specific kind of abuse. It's an altered reality that you're forced to live in with the narcissist. You find yourself following this, suddenly getting lulled, cradled to sleep, and finding yourself in this alternate reality where you're being trampled on in some unexplainable, spiritual, soulish way that to this day I can't articulate what he took from me and what he put on me. All I know is I'm still suffering from the scar on my soul and my heart, where he went in there, opened it up, took out whatever he wanted, and put in shit that he wanted to get rid of. And I walked around with it in agony for a minimum of 30 days or longer, 45, when it was a 4-month relationship. They need to find a fucking label for this thing, and they need to put it in the DSM, and they need to get some of these therapists trained to do it. Sending them off to life coaches or whatever. I mean, you know, they're all angry about that. All the leaders in this community, Dr. Grande, I really respected him, but I don't anymore. But sending them off to life coaches. I mean, we have fucking lawyers that specialize in dealing with narcissists in the court system. Lawyers that specialize in it. And yet, even the most simplest of therapists have no idea what this is or how to treat it. We need some answers. We need the community to come together. This is a real disorder. Post-traumatic narcissistic abuse disorder. Call it whatever you want to. It's not complex PTSD. I have that. And my narc put something else on me. So I don't know if you want to call it complex post-traumatic stress disorder, but as long as the word narcissistic is in there somewhere. I mean, one last thing is they debated last year, I read an article, they debated last year whether to even make NPD, let it make the cut to go in the DSM. Are they out of their mind? These people are fucked up. How many people have committed suicide? Women and men, from having their hearts broken, living 23 years with these husbands that have, you know, treated them like shit. Maybe not domestic abuse, but remember, scars, bruises, and cuts can be on the inside too. Verbal abuse Emotional abuse, you don't even have to say a fucking word. My narc didn't say a word and abused me. Not just with silent treatment, but with his, they call it ambient abuse. They even have a word for it, ambient abuse. And it takes a while to get over it. Some people, the longer you stay in these relationships, and then they're fucking handcuffed to the relationship. They call it the whatever, where you fall in love with your kidnapper. And you can't get away from the person, so they come and hoover you, and you go back, and you go back. And I've read the minimum time you go back is 7 times. That's the same for domestic violence abuse. And they don't want to put this MPD, and that they had a debate about whether to put that in the DSM, and it has these characteristics that match domestic abuse, and have lawyers that specialize in dealing with narcissists in the court system. Wake up, psychological community. Wake up. Get this thing labeled. Get some treatment for it. And help us. All you sufferers out there, you have my sympathy. Be strong. Be strong.